Italy, Verona countryside, winter 1944. The air was heavy, as if the sky had forgotten to breathe. Snow fell lazily over the roofs of houses that looked like whitewashed graves, and the wind whistled through the bare trees like the cries of souls who hadn't found peace. In a small house at the edge of the forest, Maria sat by the stove, her chapped hands trembling, not only from the cold but also from the fear that had become a daily routine in her life. Her husband, Luigi, had gone out since dawn to collect firewood, despite the neighbors' warnings. The German soldiers are there, and the Italian Black Guard is merciless. Her 3 children huddled around her like terrified birds. The youngest, Nico, not yet 5, was whispering, "Mama, will Pope Natale come this year?" Maria looked at him, her eyes remnants of light like a sunset on a dead sea, and said, "If he comes, let him bring us only peace, not gifts." Since Italy entered the war, things have never been the same. Bread became something whose name was whispered, laughter a forbidden memory, and hope? Just a curse sleeping in the eyes. One day, her first husband, Carlo, was dragged out of bed in the middle of the night because he had publicly said in a bar that Mussolini was a puppet of the Germans. He disappeared. No grave, no news. Only the echo of his voice in Maria's mind. I fear that Italy will be strangled by the hands of its own children. She married Luigi 2 years after she was widowed, just to stay afloat. But he was not a man for life, but for war. He joined the resistance in secret, carrying messages and smuggling food to the fighters in the mountains. Every night, before he left, Maria would pray before an image of the Virgin, "Don't let him be killed in the shadows, Mary. If he dies, let him die in the sun, before my eyes, so that I may say goodbye to him." That morning, Luigi returned, covered in mud and blood, his face split from a rifle shot, but alive. He entered, panting, and said, "Maria, tell the children to be quiet. They will come soon." She didn't ask him who, she knew. 3 hours passed, and then the sound of trucks was heard on the narrow road leading to the village. Soldiers came out, knocking on doors, some of them not knocking. Neighbors screamed, dogs howled, and the windows were closed like the eyes of a funeral procession. They banged on the door. Maria opened it. A man in a Black Guard uniform looked into her eyes and asked, "Where is he?" She was silent. Another man kicked on the door. They entered. They searched. They found him in the cellar, carrying a small note in his pocket that read, "Freedom is not a crime." In front of the children, they shot him. His body fell to the kitchen tiles, drops of his blood seeping under the bread table. Little Nico asked in a low voice, "Mama, was this man evil?" Maria looked at her lying dead husband, at the retreating soldiers, at the village silence that no longer resembled silence, but submission. Then she said, "No, my son. But he lived in a time when good people were killed first."